All right, welcome to the first and I guess perhaps last edition of what might become known as Jamin Ruins a Perfectly Good Song. We're going to try reharmonizing this song together. I haven't looked at this or done this yet. I just wrote out the chords for Amazing Grace, and we're going to play it the normal way, and then by the end of the video, we will come up with something that might sound absolutely horrendous, but hopefully you'll get some principles that you can use to reharmonize some of your own songs, which means to play different chords along with the same melody that hopefully sounds not terrible. So anyway, if you want to, if you're not live with us right now, then you might want to just jump to the end of the video and see if what we end up with is something that is all desirable. And if not, then I guess just ignore this lesson and wait for the next one, or pray that this never happens again. So this is regular old Amazing Grace, like the boring way you would play it, I guess, in the key of F, something like. By the way, these are each couple things. First of all, you need to already know your chords. So if you're like in the chat room right now and you're asking about major and minor chords and stuff like that, then this lesson is not going to be for you. You have to already know how to build, I guess, major and minor and augmented and diminished chords, as well as be somewhat familiar with like dominant and major 7, and as well as 9s and 11s and 13s. We're just going to kind of assume that knowledge here at the beginning. And then, but other than that, ask your questions in the archives. I mean, or in the comments, the chat room. That's what I'm talking about. I guess this might be on YouTube if this ends up not being too horrible. So you could ask in the comments. But all right, so here we go. We're going to start off the song, and then we'll take it from there. So here is Amazing Grace in the key of F. Each one of these, this is what I was going to start out to say, each one of these boxes here is one measure. So we are in 3/4 time, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But if you're already building 13 chords, then you probably know that already. B flat, F, D minor, G, F, B flat, F, C. So those are all the chords that are written there. Time to start reharmonizing. So the first thing that we can do is just throw in some 2/5s. Wherever we have a major chord, we can play the 2/5 of that chord, and I've given you your circle of fifths down here to help you find that. So the first one, for example, would be going to this B flat right here. So we could play a 2/5 leading up to that B flat over here if we use the circle of fifths. If that's the 1, this would be the 5, and this would be the 2. So we're going to play a C minor to an F7, because a major 2/5 is going to be, the chord qualities are going to be minor 7, in this case C minor 7, to a dominant, which is just a 7, so F7, and then to the major chord, so the B flat major in this case. So we'll put triangle for major. So this is the pattern of a major 2/5-1. You'll need to know that. And then the pattern for a minor 2/5-1, I guess we'll get to that maybe later on. So the first thing we're going to do is throw in here a C minor 7 to an F7 to get to that B flat. So that is a 2 to a 5 to our 1. So already we have this. C minor 7, F7 to B flat. So we can throw that in some other places, like right here, we could 2/5 into this bad boy. So that's going to be G minor 7 to minor 7, there we go, to C7. So now our line looks like, just by throwing in 2/5s into the major chords. Anytime you have a major chord, try the 2/5 before that. Some of these are going to sound absolutely horrendous. So if you don't like the sound of some of these, oh, that one doesn't work, just that one doesn't work there. Try it somewhere else. So we got C minor 7 to F7, B flat, and then G minor, C7, F. Now we're about to go into this D minor right here. So I told you we were going to probably end up playing a minor 2/5. The minor 2/5 is still going to follow the same pattern as we had over here. So you're just going to find whatever the chord is that you're going to. In this case, D minor, right? So we want a D minor, and so from D we want to come off of an E to an A to a D. That's going to be our 2, 5, 1. So it's going to be E, A, D. We're going to have to do that E and A over here, right there, so we can lead into the D minor. That's a little bit, there we go. So we can lead into that D minor right there. So that's going to be our 2, 5 of this one down here. So now the chord qualities for a minor 2/5 are different than a major 2/5. If the chord that you're going to end on as your 1 is going to be a major chord, then you can use this one. This is 2 to 5 to 1. But if it's minor, then you have to use this pattern here, 2 to 5 to 1. Obviously, this one's going to end up being minor. And so your 2 is going to be half diminished, or minor 7 flat 5. Again, I'm not going to explain that. Hopefully that already makes sense if you're trying to reharmonize songs. To a dominant, and you can alter these chords right here. So 7 alt, or flat 9, or anything weird that is dominant-ish. So that's your minor 2/5. So we want to go for the 2 to the 5, half diminished to 7, or some kind of altered 7. So this is going to be E half diminished to A7 flat 9, or some kind of alteration there. So we've got C minor 7 to F7 to B flat major 7 to 2, 5, 1. Now we're going to go E half diminished to A7 to D minor. And that's just the 2, 5, 1 of that D minor. Seeing that a D minor is coming up, we go, all right, cool, here comes D minor. We're going to 2, 5 into it. So we'd have, again, so that takes us to the second line. So I'm going to speed through these next ones, hopefully a little bit faster. I don't want to mess with either of these. I won't tell you why right now, but I just know they're not going to sound as good. This G right here is outside of the key of F. So that G is kind of an important chord in Amazing Grace because it kind of gives it that extra boost. Right there. So I don't want to mess with that one. I want to kind of leave that in there since it's kind of structurally important to the song. So we'll leave that G right there. But then we can 2/5 back into, oops, really? Oh no, that's not good at all. My pen. I need my pen for this part. I'll be right back. And fixed. All right, so here we go. We've got 2, 5 into this bad boy here. The 2, 5 of F is going to be G minor 7, as we already talked about, to C7. So that's the 2, 5 into that F. Then we can 2, 5 into this one over here, 2, 5 to that one. So C minor 7 to F7. Hopefully this is making sense that the C minor 7 to F7 is the 2 and the 5 of B flat if we treat B flat as the 1. And then we could go, yeah, we'll leave it at that. This is already a 5, 1 right here. So I'm just going to put the 2 in front of it because we already have 2 and 5 and 1. We already have the 5, 1 part of it. So I'm just going to put a G minor in here to make that whole thing complete as a 2, 5, 1. All right, so then what we have so far is B flat, minor, and then 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, B flat, and then 2, 5, 1. So that's just by adding in 2s and 5s. We've already done that much damage to the song. So now we're going to change the chord quality where the melody is not on a 3. So that's just like changing major chords to minor chords. And then you can't do that. It's harder to do it if the if the melody of the chord, the melody of the song is on the 3 of the chord. So for example, right there, that is the 3 of the chord that you're supposed to be playing right there. The F chord, that's the 3 of the F. So you can't really change it into a minor very easily. So let's see where else we have this. Right here, we could do that one right there because the melody is the 5 of the chord that we're playing, B flat. So we could change that to a minor, B flat minor. That's gonna be interesting. Let's see here where else we have this. We got the melody sitting on the 3 there, right there. But that's that G that's structurally important. So this one right here, I'm going to put a little star next to that guy. We're not going to sub him out because he's kind of special. Yeah, sure, we could go real quick. C minor, back to C. Man, there aren't a lot of places we could do this in this song. But like I said, this is what happens when you don't plan this reharmonization out ahead of time, and hopefully you're seeing that not all these things work all the time. But if we do this again, maybe the next song would have more places where we could fit in just swapping the majors to minors or minors to majors. We could do it right here. Sure, let's do it right there. Right here. So we're gonna, this minor 7 right here, we're just gonna change that to a regular 7. So we're just taking a minor chord and changing it to a major chord, just cause. Just cause. All right, so we've switched several of these. Now we have, so F, C minor 2 to the 5 to the B flat. That's a lot of chords to fit into 3 beats there. I don't like that one. I'm gonna get rid of it. Bam, gone. D minor, our special chord. Oops, I'm not supposed to do that until later. F, B flat, minor, F. There's that G7. It was gonna be a minor, but we just changed it to major. That's not in there. So anyway, F at the end of that. So this all so far, without me talking over top of it, would be something like this. not terrible so far. All right, so now we have tritone subs for dominant chords. We're on the third point down here. I do not know how far we're going to make it before I and or you get too bored of this thing to continue on. But so any dominant chords that we have, we can sub those out anytime you have a 7 chord, just like an F7, B flat 7, G sharp 7. Anytime it's not minor 7, basically, and you have a 7 on there, then it's not major 7 either, just regular old plain 7. Any 5 chords, basically, if it's a 5 to a 1, then, or if it's moving by a cycle move down here in the circle of fifths. If it's a cycle move, then we can tritone sub it. That just means go directly across, perfectly across the circle of fifths, or go a tritone away, same thing, and then use that chord instead. So let's take a couple of these. This is where it starts getting scary. So we're going to tritone sub this bad boy right here on the top, this F7, and so that would turn that from an F7 into a B flat 7. Yikes. Or I'm not, sorry, not a B flat 7, a B7, because B is going to be a tritone away from F. This might sound absolutely terrible. Let's find out. So this F, oh, it didn't sound terrible. So that was the tritone sub of that dominant chord. I just took a dominant chord and went, all right, I'm going to play the tritone of that instead. So then, dum dum, da da da. We could have another one right there. I don't want to do it on every single one of these. We could go. Where else do we have a 7? Right. Well, we just did that same one. No, that's a different one. Cool. So this one down here, right there. I'm going to use that C7. I'm going to take that out. I'm going to tritone sub for that 5. The tritone of C is going to be F sharp. This might sound terrible. F sharp dominant. So here we go. This is and then 2 5 2 5 1 2 5. I really don't like that at all. That didn't sound terrible. So that was that F sharp 7, G minor, F sharp 7, F. Let's do one more of these. Let's. Oh man, this is a bad idea. So we're gonna tritone sub this. This is again the 2 5 1 thing, but I'm gonna tritone sub that one. So that one's gonna end up being, instead of C, again, it's gonna be F sharp. This is not gonna. I'm pretty sure this is not gonna sound good. We'll take it from the middle of the song, the minor thing that I don't like, and then F 2 to a 5 2 to minor to F. All right, so anyway, that was too far. Too far. Okay, so we've got, we're going to leave that one as a C7 just because the other one sounds horrible. Man, what about this one here? Maybe that's already a dominant chord. Maybe we could sub that one out. It's kind of, I don't know, sounds like a intro to a sitcom or something to me. But yeah, I don't like that one either. So I'm going to leave the tritone subs as, do we only do, oh no, we did 2 of them in there. All right, so we tritone subbed the one at the top, the B7, and then we ended up with an F sharp 7 in the middle of the song. Okay, so then next thing is 2 5s for tritone subs. I'm going to leave that out. Should I leave that out? Yes, I'm going to leave that out. So I'm not going to do that one. Sorry. There aren't enough tritone subs in this one that I think, and it's in 3/4, so we only have 3 beats per measure. We're short on time, and in the song, not here, but short on time in the song. So I think I'm not going to do the 2-5 for tritone subs. Sus4 and or sharp 4s, these are kind of cool. So you pretty much just take any chord and then just put a suspended 4 on it, or a sharp 4. So places you could do that would be like, that's a suspended 4. This is suspending every single one. Whew, man. Not gonna suspend that or that one. Nah. Ooh, actually I like that. So I'm gonna suspend that one. D minor, sus to a D minor. So it's just taking that D minor, taking the 3 of it up a half step. So D sus to D minor. I like that one too. I'm gonna suspend that bad boy and take it to, let's actually, what happens if you go sharp? Yeah. Let's go G suspended, G, for right now I'm just gonna say sharp 4 to G. To this one, man, I'm dying to get rid of this C minor right here. I hate it. I really hate it. So instead I'm going to go C, ooh. Do we do sharp 5s in a second? Yes. Okay, so for this one, we're just gonna leave it as C7. I'll leave it as a C minor and pretend that I'm not planning on changing that later. Let's suspend a couple more of these. I don't like that one. I like that. So we're gonna go. Oh, we don't go to that. Oh, that's the G. So okay. So we'll be back to that next to last line. There's a suspension in there. I like though. This one right here. B flat sus to B flat minor. Nice. Okay. And then this one right here, we're gonna try to sus that one as well. To it, so G7 suspended to a G, to a C7 suspended, to a C, to an F. And then we're gonna go F suspended to an F. Okay, cool. Do we talk about backdoor dominance later? We do. Okay, we're only halfway through our list and already this is what we have. Sorry. So that's all the stuff that's written there. Let's move on down to the next one. Augmented for dominant chords. So anytime we have a dominant chord, we can augment it, especially if it's going to last a longer amount of time and it's going to resolve by cycle move. So if it's going to go one notch counterclockwise on this circle of fifths here, depending on how you write it. Some people write it backwards from this, and they would call mine backwards from theirs. So anyway, but moving this direction, C to F, and so on and so forth. If it's moving that direction, then a lot of times you can just make it dominant right before it resolves. So let's find some 7 chords. Here's one right here. We could go augment that one right there. That's the one that I did. And then let's see here, find some other dominant chords. C7. I can't do that one because it changes to minor. We could do this one right here. Augment this bad boy down here, that G. Augment that C right there. And yeah, sure. I guess that's it. Let's try that. We've already got a lot going on here. Man, okay. Let's try this thing. C minor 7 to B flat 7, which was a tritone sub for that 5. And then that was that augmented right there. Suspend it. Man, this sounds horrible. And then right. Oh, suspended. Okay, this is getting kind of crazy in here. So a couple other things here real quick. Let me see what else we want to do. Minor chords, backdoor dominance, passing diminished chords. Let's just do this bad boy and that one right there. Oh, dominant polychords. Yeah, we got time. Maybe this is the last one of these we do. So let's add the 13 or the 6 to pretty much any chord at all. So just if you're in the habit of playing major 7s, then try playing a major 6, or on a dominant chord, instead of playing that, just throw in that thing right there. So let me try a couple of these out. So right here, we'll try that as an F6. Here, I'll play a B flat 6 instead of a B flat major 7. Ooh. That 13 right there. So we're going to go G13 instead of G7. So G7 with a 13 in there. Here, we could go C7. Let's turn that into C713, so I can finally have a reason to get rid of that stupid minor in there. Yeah. I don't like it there. I like the major 7 on that F. Like that, F7, 13. That looks like a B. F7, 13, there we go. F6. Let's turn this one into a 6 as well. All right, so that's just a bunch of 6s and 13s, kind of in random spots wherever I felt like they didn't sound totally horrible. What we have so far. Yeah, sorry. So then what else would we say we're gonna do? Oh, passing diminished chords. So this is just anywhere you have a, man, I don't feel like we did enough tritone stuff. Maybe it's because I'm missing a bunch of altered chords. Yeah, we'll catch them on the next time through. This is probably a lot already anyway. So this last thing that we're gonna do is passing diminished chords. Just pretty much anytime you have any chord at all, you're just gonna play a, go down a half step from the chord to the leading tone, or the 7 of that, the major 7 of it, and then play that diminished chord. So for example, if we were going to, oh man, let's try this one here, the C minor 7. So the half step below C would be a B, and we just play a B diminished chord. So we play a B diminished right there. This might sound horrible. It did sound horrible. Good guess, Jamin. Let's find a place where it doesn't sound horrible. Ooh, we hit it there. So we'll play a B diminished to the C 713. So let's play a regular C right there, and then play the B diminished to the C 13. These are all subs for something else. Right here, maybe? Right there, so we'll play an F sharp diminished, because that's the half step below the G that we're about to play. Yeah, I really want that to be a backdoor dominant. What we're gonna do here, instead of F sus, is we're gonna go to the 4, instead of just a regular suspended, you're gonna go to the 4, but make it a minor 4. So instead of playing F to F suspended to F, we'd go F to B flat to F, which would be like a bigger suspension of that F, still keeping that F in the bass. But now we're gonna make it minor. And we're actually gonna go, we're going to consider this B flat minor to be a 2. So B flat minor, which is going to be a B. So instead of a suspended, we had a suspension right there. Let's zoom in on this. So we had a suspension, and then instead of a suspension, we actually went to the 4 and considered the 4 a substitute for the suspension, a better substitute. Then we said, let's try a minor 4 instead. So we went minor 4. And then we said, hey, that's a minor chord. We could make that the 2 of a 2-5. So we're gonna go 2 to 5. So minor 4, if that was the 2, that would be the 5. So we're gonna go to a flat 7 of the key that we originally started with. We just had an F, for it was sitting there for a long time, and we wanted to do something with it. So we went suspended, then we went, no, let's go to the 4. Then we went, no, let's go to the minor 4. And then we went, hey, that's a minor. Let's turn that into a 2-5-1. 2-5-1. So we're gonna go, here we go. All of that to say, we're gonna go B flat minor 7 to E flat 7 to F6. So now what we have, and there's a ton more to do. I feel like I'm missing a lot of tritone stuff in here, a lot of dominant alterations, but anyway, we'll get to it maybe next time. What we have now as a finished product, I'll talk through it first and then I'll just play it. Here's that F6. We went 2 to a tritone sub for the 5, to B flat 6, to a 2, to a 5 with the altered, with a raised 5, to a F. Then we went 2, 5 to the D minor, but we wanted to suspend it. And then suspended to sharp 4 to G13 to C, and then we went B diminished to C7 13, and then we went 2 to a tritone sub for the 5 to the F, C minor 7 to F7 13, B flat suspended to B flat minor to F6, and then we went F sharp diminished as a diminished passing tone leading into the G7 to an raised 5 there, to the C suspended, to the raised 5, to the F6, and actually I'm just gonna spread this bad boy out right here all the way through that whole entire thing. So we're just gonna go B flat, we're gonna get rid of the F, B flat minor 7 to E flat 7 to F6. So let's try that. This time I'll try not to talk over it, and hopefully you can follow along with some of the stuff that I'm doing as I try to read it off of my leg and play it at the same time. That's kind of crazy. One more time, here we go. That is way too much. And that's only half the list. We skipped over the last, whatever that was, 4 points or something. But anyway, if nothing else, hopefully you got out of this some minor 2-5-1s, some major 2-5-1s, another use for the circle of fifths, and at least one other concept in there somewhere in this mess of stuff. I will try to save this in case you want any of it. Like I said, probably some of it sounds terrible to you, some of it sounds terrible to me, but it's all there. And anyway, let me know. I guess maybe we'll throw this up on YouTube or something, and let some other people vote on this too. But definitely the live students, let me know what you thought of this. There's two other things we could do. Creating solos kind of the same way. I'll take a song that I just haven't looked at yet, and we'll try to create a solo together for it. And also the voicing of these chords, what order to put the notes in, where we won't reharmonize anything. We'll just take a set of chords and then try to decide which notes we would include and which ones we would leave out for each of the chords. So anyway, those were kind of the three ideas, but maybe this is just too haphazard to repeat this experiment later. But anyway, let me know. You know I love you. Until next time, good luck. Have fun.